Let's talk about the politics of 5G, or the non-politics of 5G, and the causes that we're going to experience from the radiation. We're already experiencing radiation every day. We experience natural radiation from the sun. The sun is a radiator, and that's what it does. It radiates heat down to our bodies. It radiates us with vitamin D3 to keep our bones healthy. And those are good things. It's a radiator, but that's a natural radiator. But unfortunately, the sun is somehow becoming even stronger with this radiation. So when you wake up in the morning and you see the sun, if you can get past all of the geoengineering that's going on, and you see the sun, look at the sun and say, oh, wow, the sun is so bright, it's hot out here, and it's hot, and the sun is out. And as far as you going with the sun thing, you're not really taking it any further than that. You're not thinking about the bursts of solar radiation from the sun. You're not thinking about that, because you don't see it. You can't see it. And it takes a while to get down to us when it does happen. So for people who are out in the sun and they sunbathe and they put on screens and all that stuff, they don't think anything about it. But you think, because you've been programmed to think that, oh, I got dark because of the sun. Well, you need to think about that another way. You got cooked because of the sun. Yes, even though eventually your skin will come back to its normal form and it won't be burnt, even though the outer layer of your skin, as you well know, once it starts to come back to normal, it starts to peel, correct? It starts to peel. So that means you were cooked. And then once you was done and you got finished cooking and you put yourself in the refrigerator, then you peeled off the old layer of the cooked you. But you were cooked. And yes, I see people were here and then they disappear. They're like, more bad news, Raj. You just full of bad news that I don't want to hear, nor do I want to deal with. I just don't want to deal with life. I want to deal with life as I see it. I wake up in the morning, I'm happy, I go to work, blah, 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 blah. But there are other people who wake up in the morning, and they don't go to work because they wake up in the morning in a hospital and they can't go to work. And you may ask, well, why aren't they going to work? Is something wrong? Is it because they're lazy? They don't want to work? Well, the answer is probably a no. They probably are sick with something. They probably are sick from a myriad of things. It can be what they eat. It can be what they don't eat. It can be what they drink, what they don't drink. It can be a myriad of things. But what you can believe is that when people in the hospital wake up, they ain't happy about waking up in the hospital. Now, just like we don't think about those people, you're not going to think about what's going on in your atmosphere. You're not going to think about what's happening with your cell phone and the use of your cell phone and how your cell phone is a radiator all the time. Now, Raj, how do you know that and how can you prove that? Because you act like you know everything all the time. And I will say, well, do this, my friend. You can research the amount of RFI that your phone gives off by Googling your phone and typing in about your phone. Or you can do it on your phone. You can actually go into your settings, go all the way down to about my phone, and it will tell you how much radiation is coming from your phone. They deem it safe, and also I was doing so good till this happened. To stop my light. How much radiation is coming from your phone and how far that phone should be from your body. But that's just the least of your worries, if that's what you may be worried about, because we'd all know, can't do it without my phone. I'm using my phone now to do this video. And I know there's RF radiation coming from my phone, though it's not in my hand, though it's sitting up on the cowl of my car. I still do know that I gotta get my behind to work, because everything in this popper is trying to keep me from being on time here. And now I got to put my whip on blast safely. So, you ever see the Muslim sisters? They have their thing on their head and they had a phone just up in there. You know, instead of like getting some headphones, they just put them right up against their face like that. And you'll see them walk around. Just the blue screen alone doesn't out your eyes. But we wake up every morning and we look at our phone and there's blue light waiting for you. What I try to do is make sure I'm in light when I turn my phone on. Sometimes I leave my lamp on. So I'm not just having that light hit my eyes and my retinas. You know, a lot of people are losing their eyesight and don't even know it. They contribute to getting old. But when you claim you're losing your eyesight at 30 and you get old, no, you got a cell phone, blue light, computer, blue light, iPad, blue light issue. That's what you got. Because that blue light is not friendly to your eyes. Now, again, Raj, how you know this, Mr. Smarty Draws? Well, look it up. Anything I put on this YouTube channel, whether it's fragrances, whether it's my music, I want you to take the opportunity to look it up. Because I don't claim to know these things because I'm a scientist, because I make phones, because I'm a researcher. I don't claim to know anything about anything. And then people like to, go into that craziness because they don't want to know anything. So as soon as you mention something, you say you Google it. Oh, so it's on Google, that means it's true. We've been conditioned to not believe anything except what the government tells us. We have been conditioned to believe that if the government don't tell us that things are harmful for us, then it's not harmful. Because the government didn't say it was harmful, so there's no way it's harmful. Because if it was harmful, oh yeah, the government would definitely tell me that. They would definitely tell me that. They would not tell me that radiation in my phone is not harmful. No. And nor would they tell me if it is. It's not what they don't tell you. Sometimes it is what they tell you. But it's whether you believe what you hear from your government or for anybody. You can have scientists tell you, don't worry about it. But most of you live in a house with a 4G router from Comcast, whatever, and you leave it on all day long, all night long. You leave that router on, or whatever it is. What you call that? The cable box, whatever that box is, because I don't have one. I got rid of mine 3 years ago. You keep that box on all day and all night, and you're just being radiated all day and all night. Light RFI, but RFI nonetheless. But here's the kicker. When you go to search for a network, how many networks do you actually see? You see networks, like 100 networks come up and down your door. You're like, Dad, all these networks. You don't just find your network. You got like 100 other networks come up on your screen. So if you get all them networks on your screen, if you get all them networks, some people are just affected and they don't know. They affect. This guy started walking, he just stopped walking, and then as soon as I start moving the car, he started walking again. See, it's the little things that you start doing that you got to question yourself. Dad, why did I do that? What made me do that? That is bananas. But you'll never question yourself because everything you do, you feel everything is cool with it. So you'll never question it. This guy walked across the street like he owns the street. But it's the food. The food is killing people. The fast food full of metals is killing people. The doggone cereal is killing people. You got people caring about their freaking cars more than they care about their freaking lives. You got folk that'll come out in the blazing sun to wash their car, to wipe their car down with no protection, no hat, no nothing. I just want to wipe my car down in this blazing sun. And you know, people think heat directly comes from the sun, but that's not necessarily true. The sun does contain heat, but you get the heat from the atmosphere. When the atmosphere heat up, that's when you get hot. Because if you stood underneath the direct sunspot, you really wouldn't be that any more hotter than if you stood away from the sunspot. You know what I mean? Sometimes the sun is like directly comes down, you can see it directly comes down. Sunspot. You can stand away from the sunspot and be just as hot outside the sunspot. So I'm saying to you guys, between the radiation sun, between your routers and whatever, between that radiation, between your phone radiation, between all the radiation that's around us each and every day, is in our cars, is here. With all that radiation, along with what I talked about earlier, the aluminum, the barium, the spraying of the sky, where have all the blue skies gone? Like Marvin Gaye said in the Mercy, Mercy Me song, you ain't got a chance. So here's the thing. Be proactive. Try to do better. Try to tell people about this. Share my video. Try to get your kids to realize how dangerous this stuff is. These cell phones, and how dangerous they are to your eyes. How dangerous they are just to keep in your hand all day long. How dangerous it is to have little babies. People are letting their babies mess around with iPads and stuff like that and play with their phone. I got a friend, she lets her doggone friend, she let her children, her grandkids play with an iPad. Put it down below in the comments. Write it down below in the comments. I be like, you let your I made it work on time. You let your grandkids and your little children play with your cell phone and your iPad all day, but she ain't the only one. A lot of people are doing it. And you got to remember also, when we was growing up, you know, I'm in my 50s now, that radiation also emitted from the TV tube. That radiation that came from your TV screen. There's not as much radiation now as there used to be because everything is LED, LCD, so you don't get as much radiation as you used to get. But yeah, there's radiation everywhere. I've been working at this place for almost 26 years, right? And we have nothing but electric around here. Nothing but electric. You know what I mean? We have 700 volts. That's 750 volts. Can you see it? That's 750 volts. That's what we work with every day around here. All these rails contain 700 volts, these running rails. So they all contain that for they all contain that to allow what's called to run, to allow the trains to run. You feel me? So I had it turned around. Then so all these rails right here. Now those, see the white ones got the white covers over them. Those are the rails got the juice. That's 700 volts right there. Electric emits radiation too. So I'm around this all day long. You see the big wires? See what's on? Now, I'll take you here and I'll let you see a stinger. See that right there? That's 700 volts as well. That's what I work with every day. I gotta put them stingers on that shoe right there. And that runs the train. So we deal with radiation and electric all day long around here. I do. You know? And you just do what you can to deal with it. Now, thank goodness all of us around here still doing well health-wise, I guess. So we deal with it. It's our job to deal with 700 volts every day on these trains. That's our job. That's why we get paid the money we get paid, because it's hazardous. And it could be hazardous. Boss man down there, so I can't be on the phone going down there. But I'm just gonna wrap this up. Find out what's RFI in your house. One day, you should be able to get a dust kit and like scrape up some dust off some of your furniture and send that in and see if it has any metal particulates. Because while you're in the house, even though you're not outside, like John Kerry said, he'll be more concerned with air conditioners before he'd be concerned with ISIS. You know why? Air conditioners take everything from outside and bring them into your house. And while we're sleeping, we're breathing that stuff in. We better off wearing masks while we're sleeping, you would think. So we ain't just constantly breathing in that stuff every night, especially when we use our air conditioners. There's a lot going on, ladies and gentlemen. You can choose not to believe it or to believe it. As long as you're breathing a day and you're doing fine today, that's because you're only thinking day to day. You're not thinking for your future. You're not thinking for your children's future. You're only thinking about you right now, this second, while you're looking at me. But one day, you're not going to have the luxury of thinking about yourself. You're going to be in a hospital next to somebody that's maybe sicker than you, or you sicker than them. You're going to be laying in the hospital from something that you're going to find out that came from maybe something that I talked to you about, and you're going to wonder, why didn't I try to be proactive in my health? With my kids, myself, and everybody that I know. Yeah. You ain't going to live forever. You might feel like that today. But one day, whether it's quick or whether it's long, you still got a chance to make a difference. Share my video, please. It's not all doom and gloom. It's about hope. And maybe we can do something better. And if you want to put some comments down below, let's not do it here. Put your comments